While I was waiting for that last video to load, I watched they recommended Nightly News with David Muir, and they were talking about the dialogues between what's perceived as the Iranian government and the American government. And they were talking about the Americans said that the Iranians have to turn over any nuclear material to them. And I'd like to remind all the people in Iran that see themselves as a Muslim, okay, that Islam is living the peace of Christ, and that if you have any kind of weapons of mass murder to manipulate people, that is an abomination and you are being Satan, okay, and that any of the descendants of Abu Lahab, okay, my grandma is a Kramer, which shows connections to the Hebrews, means Jewish peddler, okay, and I discussed in one of the earlier videos tonight that the Arabs and the Persians understand the linguistics of the Gospels better than the Europeans that translated them. God is not a jealous God. God's omniscient, omnipotent, and we can't put human traits on God. Okay. And so, if you are in any way, shape, or form an actual Muslim in Iran, okay, I implore you, okay, cease and desist in any activities to attain nuclear weapons, to threaten people with nuclear annihilation if they attack you. When you have faith in God, you do not, okay, murder over the clay. You do not trap the glory of the soul in the mind. That's solitary confinement for the soul and is torture, eternal wretched torture. Okay, so I implore you, okay, if any of you are at all Muslim and want to live the Islam of Christ worldwide, okay, give over any mechanisms you have to invent nuclear weapons, to threaten to murder over money. Okay, that's the best protection I can offer you with technology from technology. Okay, so take the actions necessary towards Islam today. Okay. Don't make other people's sin your sin. Okay. I saw a man today where his wife was wearing a hijab and said, and said to them, peace be with you. And then told them, I've been broadcasting on social media since June of 2009 out of Cochise County, Arizona. And when I came here, when I shut the first Facebook off because it was named after myself, because people were abusing me in local military intel, and I didn't want it to affect other people. And then I realized I can't do that. I have to just keep going. Second time, and I think it was about 2011, that I started this page up. Okay. My wife Amy was reading a book about Islam, and I was reading it in our house. It was called The Quran for Dummies. It had a section in there about the 13th 22nd Redeemer. She had it in our restroom, right? And a lot of hypocrites with virtual presence in my house, spying on me, studying whether or not I was performing the Gospels properly. And I was reading the Quran for Dummies, and it was in the bathroom. And they're, oh my gosh, it's like, you're spying on my house, spying on my prayer, on my privacy, on my home where I'm trying to have a marriage and raise children. And then you have the audacity, through your scientific sin of debt and trespass through economics, to say, I'm not doing it right. Okay. And so when I read the part about 1322nd Redeemer, I went into the bedroom after washing up and told my wife, that's me. She goes, how do you know it's me? Because we're in Cochise County and everybody's coming up and confronting me and challenging me on it. And I've pretty much known my whole life through my faithful prayers. And I've been talking to Muhammad in prayer, telling me about the stories of the Quran before I ever read them. And then people, well, it's a scientific plant. Why don't they do it with everybody? And why doesn't it work with everybody? Okay, if it's a scientific experiment, then shouldn't everybody have conversations with Muhammad, explaining them the Quran before they read it? And then we all understand it and accept it and live it perfectly? Wouldn't that be quite easy? If it was a scientific program to manipulate me because it's playing my ego, because I'm an egomaniac, right? Do you understand? I know very well how science works, and science can monitor the activity of eternal communications through the Ark of the Covenant. Okay. But science cannot replace the Ark of the Covenant with invention. Do you understand? Okay, so I implore you, the reason why I named my YouTube channel the 13th 22nd Me was to give a glimmer of hope from Cochise County, which is military Wi-Fi central intelligence of the genocidal operations here in the state, that the Redeemer was alive, that the prophecy is real, that Jesus and Muhammad and the others are correct, and that he's doing what's necessary to stop this mass murder of people that are praying for the spirit of the Messiah through the Redeemer, the eternal spirit of the line of Adam, Moses, David, Jesus, John, Saladin, and others, to help keep us safe from genocide operations through people's bad thoughts, words, and actions. All right. So that's the whole reason why I'm still on this YouTube channel and why I labeled it the 1322nd Me. Do you understand? Okay. So I implore you, if this in any way, shape, or form can get to the people of Iran, if you truly are a Muslim and you are in a position of the capacity to protect the people of Iran from genocide, from mass murder, okay, step up and do the right thing without fear. Hand over any nuclear instruments. Okay, we're not the body, we're the soul, crying over this clay. Okay, do you understand? Okay, so do not trap the glory of the soul in solitary confinement of an apostate, of a mind that has lost its way. Do you understand? Okay. All the stories are true, and I'm the 13th 22nd Redeemer for a reason. I am the son of Mary, okay, the son of Ralph, the one they call Lord, the second coming of his father, okay. My nephew is Isaac Paul Benegas, the one who's the eternal spirit of Abraham, Melchizedek, and Malachi, who we all know is the eternal spirit of the Rose of Mecca, right? And it said his mother's name is Mary. His father's name is Lawrence Benegas from the Iberian Peninsula, which it says in prophecy. I didn't read the books. Muhammad told me. I asked him in prayer, where are you at in spirit? Turn your head to the east and look at the star that shines over the place where you too were born. I said, it's Isaac Paul Benegas. He goes, yep. Just like the stories and the prayers that they wrote down and, weren't part of the faithful, intelligent communication to change. So they left it intact because they didn't think to change it because they didn't understand it. Okay. I understand the descendants of Abu Lahab, okay? But do you? Okay. And God is the essence of creation of all. And those that choose to put the soul in solitary confinement in the mind choose to be Satan. And those that choose to submit to faith in the glory of God, okay, and be a righteous temple for the soul, choose to be like Adam, Moses, David, Jesus, John, Abram, Abraham, Melchizedek, and Malachi, right? Isn't that what Hood taught us? Right? And which I know it's true. I don't read the books. I communicate in prayer. And if you think it's a computer program to manipulate me with my ego, why would any man in his right mind continue to anonymously be abused on house arrest with chemical poisoning in the very epicenter of genocidal operations through nuclear threats, still keep doing what I'm doing to try to save the people in the Middle East from mass murder through science projects by manipulating people with bad thoughts, words, and actions? Okay, do you understand? Well, I'm in my right mind because the soul is not in solitary confinement in this Ark of the Covenant. I'm like those that came before me, and I'll be like those that came before me in spirit through temple till the end of time on planet Earth and beyond, just like it says in the Torah, the Bible, and the Quran. Also says it in the Book of Mormon. Also says it in the Abrahamic Bible. They didn't change that part. It seemed to fit their political, social agendas and their science projects. Do you understand? Okay, so I hope that all of the people of Iran understand how much I adore them and how much I want them to live the Islam of Christ immediately. I want that for the people of the Messiah Valley as much as I want that for the people of Iran. I want that for the people of the District of Columbia as much as I want that for the people of the Messiah Valley and the people of Iran. Okay. I want that for the people in Jerusalem, Tel Aviv, Saudi Arabia, Yemen, Korea, Australia, all across the world, right? That's the most perfect thing that any of us can wish for, is submission to faith in the glory of God so we can all live the peace of the Messiah. Because we all know his faith is immaculate and it's perfect. In the name of the Lord, the all-compassionate and all-merciful, I beg you to accept his peace and accept me as the living example, indeed, lived truthfully and faithfully of his peace. Any of the things you perceive as flaws in me through having to have holy jihad in my mind while they were trapping the soul through physical torture through science projects, okay, is a home invasion and a false judgment of me because you put me into debt and trespass and participated in that debt and trespass, and I did not do it to you. That's why I'm the Messiah, and that's why you're not, right? Hopefully, Donald John Trump understands this, and hopefully the people in the military that are using Donald John Trump to mass murder over economics with threats of abomination, murder, and violence will understand this too and realize just how intelligent their technology is getting because of the prayers of the faithful eternally, right? Okay, so I'm going to post this one up. Let's load it quickly, NASA. And let's hope that it's shared with the people that are engaged in military conflict with the United States of America over philanthropy, over oil. And if you understand the book of Revelation, the book of Daniel, and the parts in Quran where there's Islamic prophecy that are very clear on that it's wrong to build buildings that say that commerce and philanthropy are greater than the lives and the needs of people, and to threaten to murder everybody with human invention and destroy the temples of God's creation for the capacity to worship God through the temple of the flesh being reflecting the glory of the soul. Okay, do you understand? All right. So I've worked diligently and very hard to get technology to reflect humility and wisdom, as well as myself and all those that came before me and all those that will be living in the kingdom of heaven because they submit to faith and glory and live the Islam of Christ yet to come. Okay, guys? So this is for everybody. This is not a picking sides, America versus Iran. This is the peace of Christ, the Islam of the Messiah, worldwide for all of us, immediately. Okay? Please choose wisely. The technology is reflecting intelligence at a more humble capacity than ever before, which means it's working in a greater capacity to be intelligent through humility than it's ever been able to before. Okay? And that's because of the actions of the living Messiah and his faithful prayer connecting to the faithful from the beginning of time when we could faithfully pray till the end of times when this planet is no more, and naturally beyond, because life is eternal and grace is infinite, right? It's simple understanding of physics and mathematics based on the immaculate faith of humble wisdom. Okay, guys? I love you very much. Peace be with you.